Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out my channel, and this is kind of out of the realm of what you guys normally see me in. Normally I'm in my garage or just outside the garage, and normally it's because I'm working on stuff. I'm sitting in our RV because there's another channel that I have that we do exclusive RV blogging, trips and repairs and upgrades, stuff like that. But one of the items that we picked up not that long ago definitely belongs on this channel, Fox Boss 9, and that is a generator. So what I wanted to do is tell you guys, the people that like to see some of my repair videos and my small engine videos, about the generator and how we chose the generator that we have and what we looked at, and compare it to other generators also. What we ended up picking up was a Champion generator, and this is a dual fuel generator. This is a generator that runs on not only gasoline, petroleum, but also LPG, propane. The reason is because all the RVs, when you're out on the road, you know, you're pretty much at RV parks or in locations that you can pick up propane 24 hours a day. And it's easier to transport propane, and if you're not using your generator for months on end, the propane's not going to go bad. Gasoline's still a much more viable way to power a generator, except that the tank that's on the generator doesn't allow it to run as long. A propane tank will run a generator longer than a full generator tank normally. And this is generators that are used in the RV industry, and pretty much exclusively portable generators that have to meet certain sound ordinances that are forced upon us campers at RV parks, whether they be national parks, you know, federal lands, that kind of a thing, or even private parks for that matter. You know, you don't want to camp next to somebody that's got a noisy open frame generator. So first I want to touch on that. If you guys don't know, there is a big difference between a $300 generator that you buy at Home Depot or Lowe's that's an open frame contractor generator versus one that's an inverter. Now, first of all, let's talk about the difference between the two as far as their power output and how clean the power is. On those contractor generators, that's just made to power lights, machinery, air compressors, whatever that you have going on. And as far as sensitive electronics, not so much. Now, as far as RVs are concerned, there's a lot of electronics that are sensitive. There's a circuit board in my RV refrigerator. There's circuit boards on the electric hot water heater. There's circuit boards on the furnace. There's circuit boards for the charging system that actually charges the on RV batteries. I have a couple of batteries out there. All that stuff is sensitive electronics. Now, not even getting into you know, the board that might run my air conditioner, and also the laptop that I might use, or possibly my cellular booster that boost our cellular data, so whenever we're out in you know, remote locations, we can pick up, you know, distant signals a little bit easier. You don't want just a contractor style generator to do that, so you have to up what you have to pay, and you have to get into an inverter generator. Now, inverter generators do a little bit differently as far as the way they convert the power that the generator system is making, and it's clean. It's just clean power. But you can count on what you can normally buy for about $200, $300 for a, let's say, 3,500 watt generator. You're going to spend $1,000 to $3,000 on an inverter generator that puts out that same kind of power. So it's a big expense, but it's you know, a nice additive whenever you're RVing, because you have good clean power and it's quiet. The other thing about inverter generators is usually they're enclosed, they're sealed off really well, they're padded, and the noise that comes out, of course, is just mainly out the exhaust, and the exhaust is pretty well put together there too. The other thing is inverter generators don't run at full throttle all the time, although you can make them run at full throttle. They usually have economy modes that you can turn on the economy mode, and it will only run at the RPM necessary to provide the amount of electricity that's being demanded from your RV or for whatever you may be using. So first of all, I wanted you guys to know there is a difference, because I had some people on my other channel, because I did complete reviews of this RV on my other channel, which I'll put a link down in the description. I might even put one up above here. Those people, I had somebody actually question me, why did I pay so much for a generator? He could buy the same one for about $200, $250 at Harbor Freight. Well, I understand entirely that you can buy a generator that has the same wattage, but it's night and day difference as far as the way they operate. Now, as far as mine, I got a Champion generator, and it's been a very good generator for the usage that I have done on it. Now, I did a couple of tests. Again, this is on my other channel. One of them was a complete unboxing, prepping. I discussed the generator in detail, and then I was running the generator. I had to add a hard start kit on my air conditioner because I have an old air compressor, an old air conditioner on this RV. And I showed basically it running and what it sounded like compared to another open frame generator that was a smaller one. And overall, that generator, again, had a good response from all my viewers, and there's a lot of people in the RV industry that run that one, and I'll tell you why. Honda, the Honda 3000 IS, it's the king of the hill. It's the top of the mountain. It's the pinnacle of having generators as far as for RV use. However, they charge you for it. You're not going to find that generator for less than $1,900, maybe $1,800 if you're really lucky and you get some sort of a closeout sale, something that's been sitting on the shelf somewhere for a while. Normally, though, you're looking at $1,900 to $2,200 for those generators. That's a huge chunk of money to buy, you know, a generator of any kind. And a lot of people just couldn't make that jump, including me, to get into that. That's a lot of money. That's just a lot of money. So I've shopped around. Yamaha makes an exceptional one also, but again, you're talking $2,000 for the Yamaha, and then you're getting into other ones. Now, the one that I chose was a Champion, and Champion's been around for quite a while. And the nice thing about the Champion is the plug that's on the front, it's RV ready. You plug in your RV directly. It's set up for RV 30 amp. It's not one of those that you have to use a conversion dog bone that will convert over a household 30 amp to an RV 30 amp. It's different wiring. That's all it really is. It's still 30 amp. It just goes through the RV differently. So whenever we got into this Champion, the Champion model that we chose, there was quite a few different ones that we could have gone with. Some of them have remote starts. Some of them are lesser wattage. But I really wanted the one that ran on propane. Now, they have a couple of them, of course, for the US and Canada. And they actually have one that's sold at all the Camping Worlds that is slightly bigger than mine. But honestly, you're not going to see the difference. I went ahead and went with this one, which is from Amazon. The link will be down below for it. And basically it's a 3,400 watt generator on gasoline. And the nice thing about the propane, again, not only can you just go get a barbecue tank at your local convenience store and run your generator, but also transporting it with that propane tank, you know, no fumes involved. And the best part, as far as you small engine guys like myself, it's going to run so clean, it's going to burn so clean, and it's not going to clog up your carburetor. It can let that generator sit for 3-4 years, and you can fire it up, and there's not going to be an issue because of gummed up carburetor. So even though I did run my generator on gasoline just to do a test, again, that's on my other channel, the carburetor is not something that I want to have fuel in. So I've already drained out all the fuel, I aired out the tank, and I'm running exclusively on propane. There may be a time I might have to go to gasoline. If I can't find propane, there's always gasoline. That's the nice thing about having dual fuel. So what's the big deal about this generator? Well, the thing is, the generator itself was about $1,000. I think at the time I bought it was $900, just short of $1,000 though. It was like $999. And that's $1,000 less than what I could buy the Honda for. However, it's very comparable. It is slightly louder. I mean slightly. However, it is good power, clean power, and I haven't had an issue with it. It's electric start and it's dual fuel. The Honda is just gasoline. You have to pay an extra $200 and do the conversion yourself or pay somebody to convert over your Honda to run on propane. That's not something I wanted to do. I wanted it to be ready from the factory to run on propane. It's real easy to use, and I want to talk about it a little bit more, but let's go look at it. You can see it is a little bit beat up. It's been in the garage. It was in the back of my truck when we went on a 2-week trip to Florida. We was driving all over Florida with it. But overall, the case is very sturdy. Of course, just like all these inverter generators, they're a plastic case, and again, you can see how compact it is. This is roughly 28 inches long by 20 inches tall by 20 inches wide. It's not a very big generator. However, you can see 3,400 watts. On propane, it's 60 for the wattage on that. I have a 13,500 BTU air conditioner that's on the RV, and I've been told that these will start up to a 15,000 BTU air conditioner on an RV. However, you may need a hard start kit, basically a capacitor to help it get started. Once those generators are powered on and you flip on your air conditioner, that initial load for starting the air conditioner, like my air conditioner, is quite a load. You can count on roughly 2,200 watts possibly for that air conditioner to kick on. But once it's running, it's only about 1,500 to 1,600 watts that air conditioner uses to stay running. But the thing is you got other things. You have a compressor on a refrigerator that may cause some issues. You also have a hot water tank element. You also have a battery charger that's charging your batteries. So there's a lot of a draw that's necessary to keep all those appliances going. Well, the best part about it is its size, its portability, and having an electric start, it being quiet, and being able to run on propane makes it really ideal for RVs. So I'm going to open an app up on my phone, and I'm going to show you what it sounds like as far as compared to the ambient noise. And what I'm talking about is, the crickets that are chirping in the background and the cars that are going down the street, and maybe even my voice. We'll see what that looks like on the meter, and then we'll compare it to the generator running. This is not scientific. This is not accurate. It's just something that you can look at to get a comparison. So you can see that it says normal conversation is roughly 60 decibel. And of course, with as loud as I'm talking, we're hovering right around that, I suppose. But the generator is not running, and we just have light traffic outside, and there's some people that's using an air compressor not that far away. We may have a couple of tractor trailers go down the road. Let's just listen to it. So you can see that, traffic going down the road, how high it peaked up there. But for the most part, we hover right around in the 50s to lower 60s. So I'm going to go ahead and start the generator. So remember that number, again, 50s to lower 60s, and we'll see how loud it is. And we're going to leave the phone right here, and you can see how far the generator is, right around my old bed springs. I got to take this stuff to the scrapyard. And we'll go ahead and fire this thing up and let you hear what it sounds like. Let me go ahead and show you how to start this thing, just like you would anything else. You got to turn the gas on, which apparently I already have on. Pull the choke out, and go ahead and give it a tug, and it's not going to be very hard. As soon as it starts running, push the choke in. That's it. Now, I have the economy mode turned off. So this means this is about the level in which it would be running whenever you have a load on it, because this is the high RPM for this engine. This is a under load RPM. So even though the engine isn't struggling, it is an under load RPM. So let's go see what this sounds like, again, from a little bit of a distance, and I have the exhaust pointed away. So you can see it's not very loud at all, and this is the best part. On economy mode, it gets even quieter. I think the traffic's going to be louder than that is. That's the best part about these things and the inverter technology, is that it can run at a lower RPM until a load determines that it needs to kick up. And even then, it doesn't go to that full RPM. It just goes to a higher RPM, whatever's demanded. Now, with a contractor style generator, that can't be done. It's 1 RPM. That's how you adjust the output as far as what comes out of your household receptacles, or whatever receptacle may be on there, whether it be a 30 amp or 50 amp, or some even the big generators you get 100 amp out of. It's going to be 1 constant load, 1 constant RPM. At this RPM, at the high RPM, which is the high load, 1.6 gallons is all that tank holds as far as gas. It will run 5 hours with moderate loads on inside the RV. When I say moderate, like the refrigerator and the air conditioning, maybe some lights. And I did a test on my other channel. Again, the links will be down below for that channel. Just look up anything to do with the generator and you'll be able to see whatever kind of result you may want to check into. But it lasted 5 hours running at this RPM. Now on propane, I can run the generator on economy mode, not economy mode, between the two equally for about 12 hours. I think that if I ran on economy mode exclusively, I could maybe even get 15 hours out of it. It would be something that I'm going to have to try again on down the road whenever we're out in the desert in the heat with the air conditioner struggling to keep the RV cool the whole time. I'd like to see what happens there, but I think for sure I can do 12 hours, and I might even be able to get 15 hours if I leave it on economy mode exclusively. So that's going to be it on that generator and how it is for us in this RV. If you're looking at generators, do a lot of research. I mean, these things command a decent amount of money, and I think if you want to do the same thing as me as far as commuting around, I hate carrying gasoline around the back of my truck. Either in containers that are exposed to the sun if you don't have a cap, to where you got to worry about the container itself, and of course you got to worry about the generator then in the back of the truck, you know, being exposed to the elements. Or if you, like me, have a cap on your truck, now you have gasoline in containers in there, and you have a generator that's filled with gasoline, and the fumes are escaping and filling your cap. My cap's sealed pretty well. And the back of my truck, you know, I have a bed rug and stuff in there, so it's not like a normal pickup bed, you know, that you just throw firewood in and dirt and stuff like that. It's a little bit nicer than that. And the thing is I don't want gasoline in there. I just didn't want gasoline sloshing around, dealing with gasoline. And again, even in the back of the cap, there's a lot of temperature that can be achieved with that cap all closed off in those windows, even though they're tinted. As when we went to Florida, I noticed how hot it got back there. When we were traveling, especially when that sun was coming through the back window, which even though it's tinted, it's a very big window. So gasoline really wasn't an option. So if you're looking for a generator to do something like we're doing here with an RV, and you're looking for something that is going to be able to power an air conditioner or run quite a few appliances at the same time, I have just a few high draw items. The refrigerator, when the compressor is running, that's a pretty decent draw. The air conditioning, when the compressor is running or kicking on and off, that's a good draw. Of course, the microwave, that's going to be a heavy draw. And then the hot water tank element that's in the back, that's a heavy draw. I can run any 2 of those things easily without any issue. And I might be able to get away with 3 if I did like the refrigerator, the hot water tank, and maybe the microwave. But it's pushing it. You know, there's really no need to. It's all about being thrifty with the power that you use whenever you're in an RV, and you just have to do things a little bit different. But that little generator handles it just fine, and I'm very happy with it. So that's why I'm releasing this video to this channel. Again, if you want to look at this stuff in more detail and depth and hear a little bit about what we had going on as far as trips and what we were doing, and of course the testing of the generator itself, or the unboxing, I'll have links below to those videos. Just click the links. And if you're interested in this generator, I don't know if you know this, but to support my channel, not only on YouTube but my other channels, not just this channel but a couple other ones, I do have an Amazon affiliates account. Click the link in the description. It'll take you to the generator. You don't have to buy that generator. Just shop around. Just look around. If you see anything in there you want to buy, just go ahead and buy it, and I'll get some sort of a credit for the fact that you got there through my link. This isn't a sales pitch or anything like that. Everybody buys from Amazon for the most part, so why not use my link to do so? It'd help me out considerably. I appreciate it, guys, and I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments. I'll try to answer them as best as I possibly can, but I did cover a lot of that information on my other channel, so you may want to check out those videos first. Thanks for watching. Bye.